Welcome to the Harris Show. I'm your host, Jamal Harris, and I'm with my sister and co-host, Angela Harris. So today we're gonna talk about college, our college experience, some funny college stories. I'm gonna leave a lot out because I gotta clear with some people. So we're gonna hit on this subject probably again, but yeah. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
What made you? Um,
Wait,
I
I feel like we should both give our background first of
okay.
college,
Go ahead.
because
Give yours then.
people not everyone knows. So I have my AA in psychology and my bachelor's degree in psychology.
From where?
Dominguez Hills.
So I have two AAs from Maricosta Community College in Oceanside, California. And then I have my bachelor's in sociology from Northridge with a minor in Africana Studies from Cal
Oh,
State Northridge, CSUN. So,
okay, now you go ahead.
all right. So, um, I guess what made you choose your school? Maybe give a background on like the first school you went to, and then
Okay.
why you left there, and why you pick that school in Carson.
So I went to Cal State East Bay fresh out of high school. I only stayed there a year because I was not being productive. I was stopped going to class. I was just not feeling it there. I love the environment. Like I love seeing all those Black people on campus because that was something new. But ultimately, I was like, this I should probably just go to community college. And so I just went to Maricosta for 2 years, and I chose Dominguez because I don't know. I really don't remember why I chose Dominguez. I think San Marcos, and then I was like, it's gonna be somewhere in the LA area. I didn't get into Long Beach. No shade to Long Beach. So then I was like, you know what, Dominguez Hills it is, and I don't regret it. I like Dominguez. Why did you choose CSUN?
So I graduated from Maricosta, and I was supposed to go to Dominguez Hills, but for some reason they took my admission away. They said I didn't graduate or something like that, which I clearly did because I had two AAs. So they took my admission away, and since they took it away so late, I already like turned down the schools that I could have went to. So it was like the process was too late, so I had to sit out a year, and then I reapplied to schools. I got into pretty much everywhere I applied. I got into, but I was gonna go to Cal State LA, but they did the same thing. They were like trying to pull the same thing Dominguez Hills was doing. So Northridge was my second school, and then San Marcos I got it. It was my backup school, in San Diego State as well. But I didn't want to stay in. I knew I wasn't staying in San Diego County.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to Northridge because Cal State LA was playing, and they were gonna do me like Dominguez Hills did, and I was like, I ain't having it. So I picked Northridge. That's the only reason. There wasn't like, it wasn't because of my major, or it wasn't because of the people. It was like, oh, Cal State LA playing, and I'm not sitting out another year, so I'm going to Northridge. That's how I picked it.
Dang.
But
That year.
yeah,
That's dirty.
yeah. That's why I hate Dominguez Hills. I hate Dominguez Hills. And I know so many people who graduated from that school too. But I'm like, man, they took my fucking admission away. And then the reason they gave me was like, I remember too the process. And the lady was all like, oh, you can always appeal, right? And then I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to appeal. And I talked to somebody who worked there, and they was all like, listen, you wasting your time doing the appeal. They don't never overturn it. That means they would have to admit that they were wrong. And I was like, damn, should have told me this before I fucking submitted my appeal. but
Right.
my appeal got obviously denied. Which I don't know still to this day. Like, I was like, well, I proved that I graduated, so I don't know what else you can do.
They
But
didn't want you.
they denied my appeal, and I was like, man, fuck that school, you know. And I was like, man, let me figure out where I'm gonna go. And I even thought about doing what is it? I was gonna go to Cal State, or not Cal State. Well, I guess it is a Cal State, San Francisco State. I was gonna go there because they accepted me, but I didn't have the bread to go to uh, San Francisco State. That school is expensive, and to live in San Francisco, no job, no nothing. I was like, I can't do it. So, yeah. So I was like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. I did the tour and everything of the campus too. I was like, damn, this campus is nice. I was like, shit, I can't pay for this. Once they told me the number,
San Fran.
huh?
You did the tour to San Fran.
San Francisco State, yeah. And then they told me, once they told me the price and they told me how much it cost to live in San Francisco, I already knew I wasn't going. I had to pretend on the rest of the tour. Like, I bought a sweater and shit. But I was like, I ain't going. There's no way I can go. Like, I could have went, I guess I would have to take a big ass loan out, a bigger loan than I had to take out. Like, just not.
San Fran State was my first choice, like when I first got out of high school. The only reason I didn't go was because they told me you had to share the bathroom with the whole floor, and I wasn't with that. I was like, I ain't.
All right, so speaking of like living in the dorms and stuff like that, I never did. So can you tell me your experience of living in a dorm, the good, the bad, the ugly?
Okay, I'm gonna leave some stuff out because I'm cool with these girls, so I'm not gonna say too much. But my freshman year, I had to live with 7 girls. So it was 2 to a room, all different personalities. We got along for the most part. I lived with a foreign exchange student from India. Shout out to Jill. But it was definitely different because I was not used to living with 7 girls, 7 different personalities. And first of all, I wasn't used to living alone. Like, that was a whole different, like, taking care of myself. So it was just a lot of like getting used to. But it wasn't too bad. I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't live with 7 girls. But yeah, the second time I lived in dorms was what year? 2018 with Ashley. That was I would do that again because it was one person. It was like a little mini apartment, a little outdated. You saw.
Yeah, I bet that thing definitely was outdated. For sure.
Dominguez Hills, and now they're rebuilding and all that. But I'm gonna say, if you're thinking about living on dorms, don't. It's such a waste of money. You could probably find a room to rent or an apartment with someone for way cheaper.
Yeah, that's what I did. So
like
I got an apartment right next to school.
And
but yeah. You're going in and out,
I would
man.
definitely
Connection. Boo boo.
Don't I know. A lot of people, like, they say they want to live in dorms for the experience. You don't need the experience. If all you need to do is meet someone who lives in the dorms and just go over there with them. You do not need to live in dorms. And if you live close to campus, stay at home. Save your money. Trust me.
For sure.
Stay at home. It's not worth it.
Yeah, see, go ahead.
The dining, whatever, the dining commons or cafeteria, whatever they call it at different schools, it's boo-boo. That food is trash. Don't do it. And don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
I didn't stay in the dorms though. So I got an apartment literally next to the campus It was cheaper than the dorms.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, I shared a room, my first apartment. Man, I probably would never do that again. But yeah, we were close to the school. Living with roommates is something, you know, like it's different. Like when you have like your family as your roommate, you kind of stuck with them, and you can kind of tell them how you feel because you don't have to be considerate of their feelings. They stuck with you regardless.
Yeah.
But roommates, man, you gotta like put up with stuff that you like. People got different backgrounds, and so like I got so many roommate stories. Like I remember, I don't need to say names. I don't care. So I remember mom and dad were coming up. They were bringing me to the apartment. They were coming up, you know, all that. I texted my roommate like, "Hey man, my parents are coming. Put the weed and stuff away. You know, like put it away. I know my dad don't care, but my mom care about this type of stuff." So he go, "All right, got you. I let him know when we were getting close by. I texted him. We come in, this dude got roaches everywhere. Like it's the house, the apartment smelled like straight weed. He's smoking, he like, "What's up? How y'all doing?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh. You literally did the exact opposite of what I told you to do." He was just sitting in the living room making his beats, and I'm like, "Dude, you did exactly the opposite of what I told you."
Mom probably was like, "Oh my goodness."
Yeah, living room was all dirty and stuff. Cause it was like Christmas break or something. So like I went home.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And then I came back and I was like, "Man, dude, you waited." Like he was the only one there. I'm like, "Dang, man."
That's a part you found.
And I talked to him after. He was like, "Man, I was so high." I was like, "Dog, like
I asked you to do one thing."
could have told me. I would have told my mom and dad to stay in the car. Like, oh, my roommate has something. I would have like came up with something. Like, damn. But yeah. And then I had like at my second apartment in college, I had a roommate. These roommates, man, one of them I still want to see to this day. But these dudes, they took sugar and put it in somebody's tank. They took sugar and put it in somebody's gas tank. I don't know what that do to your car or anything like that, but they took sugar and put it in a gas tank, and I was like, okay, that ain't cool. But it's weird living with people younger than you and stuff like that because
why did they do that?
Because they didn't like them.
Oh my god.
They were beefing. Hella issues.
Okay.
Dudes be having issues and they don't. I just like square up, run it. Run that quick fade, you know. Then y'all cool after. But everybody don't act like that. So some people act like they cool and they wait till you leave or go to sleep and they do some shady shit like that.
That's insane.
But yeah, these roommates, man, they were dirty and shit. Like, can't bring nobody over because it's like dirty. I made sure my room was clean. I guess I technically had a roommate. Technically, that nigga he did Uber and stuff all the time.
Mm.
He basically like kept his stuff there. He didn't have a bed or nothing. Like he just kept his stuff there. He had a air mattress that he never blew up. So, but yeah, I basically had the master bedroom to myself. While like the other people, my other roommates shared the other bathroom. I had the bathroom basically to myself. So, yeah. And it was new apartments. We had a washer and dryer in the apartment, which is, saved so much money. But, yeah, it was crazy. But, all right, so I got a couple questions. What surprised you the most about college life?
How broke you be? Woo! My bank account was not looking healthy at all. Okay. My freshman year, shout out to Didi, because there was times I was like, "Can you buy my plane ticket so I could come home for Christmas?" Like I was broke. And then when I did have money, I kept going to San Francisco and spending it all. So so irresponsible. And paying for laundry, that was new to me. That was a whole different
Oh yeah.
experience. I was like, I'm like, I'm already paying for room and board, tuition, and you're telling me now I have to pay for laundry. Y'all don't include that in here. Like it was
Yeah,
a
that's shitty.
it was definitely a reality check. I was like, good God. I realized how lucky I had it at home because my bank account was not looking happy. And I thought like, oh, financial aid gonna carry me. Like, it's gonna keep me good. No, financial aid ran out real quick. Oh
Yeah.
God. Yeah, so the broke life definitely shocked me. What about you?
A lot of stuff surprised me. I guess going to community college, what surprised me was you can be in class with people who are 60 and be in
Oh
class with
yeah.
somebody who's 18. So like seeing that in classes kind of threw me off at first. I was like, oh damn, this dude's like older than my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like these people. So community college, you're more likely to be in classes with people who are older, who are like coming back, just taking classes and stuff like that. And that kind of surprised me. Teachers, just how teachers are, definitely surprised me. Teachers really didn't give a fuck. I had a teacher literally kick me out of class because I didn't have my binder, and I was like, "What?"
In college?
Yeah, she was like, "Get out of my class, come back the next class." I was like, "Because I don't have a binder." I was like, "I don't need in my head, I was like, "I don't need a binder for this easy ass class." But I was like, "Okay, that's how we
That's
doing it." And then I had a teacher literally say, "I don't care if y'all come to class, I get paid regardless." So,
period.
and I was like, "Oh, you guys are real." And like high school, these teachers like, they act like they needed us in this class. You don't need me in this class. Man, I should ditch this class so much. My teacher was all like, "Oh, look who decided to show up to class today in front of everybody." And I was like, I felt so embarrassed because I had to walk by everybody too. Because I came in late too, which was stupid on my end. But I came in, it wasn't even that many minutes late. It was like probably like 5. I came in late. Teacher was like, "Oh, look who decided to come to class today." I be seeing them all over campus. I was like, "Oh, you
Wow.
playing me right now." I just sat there, didn't say nothing because I knew I was wrong. But, hey,
I knew I was wrong.
but definitely, the community college and the university is way different.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my experience, I don't know what it is for most people, but community college is more. It's like it's more wholesome. It's more teachers actually care more to me at the community college. When I got to the university, them teachers had like 70 kids in the class. They didn't give a fuck. Like they just give you work, you get it done, or you don't. They don't know anything about you unless you go to their office hours. But they didn't know anything
Yeah.
about me. They didn't care. I was just another person. Like even when they passed out like the test back, like they didn't even like know who you were. You had to go up and get it. So you had to like look through all the students. So you seeing everybody who did bad, everybody who did good. Luckily I did good, but I'm like, damn man, this person got a D, this person got a D. I'm like, ooh, 92? All right, cool. But yeah, so I would say community college. There's so many differences. The pay, the cost to go to community college and the cost to go to a university is it's a little different.
Well, there's like the cost for community, the cost for CSUs, and then the cost for other
UCs
universities. Because
and
CSUs
private,
are,
the difference is ridiculous. That's
yeah,
having
like,
money. Having money is something I took for granted. Like at the community college level, I always had money. Like I was doing
yeah.
stuff, so I had money. But then when I got to the university level,
That was different.
man, my first apartment, my deposit was like 18, and then my rent was like what It was pretty expensive too. Shit. And so it was up there. So like after paying the deposit and rent, I'm looking at my account like, dang man, I just got enough for rent for every month. I can't spend no money in this account. Like I can spend a little bit, to get food every now and then, but I'm like, I can't go buy these shoes or anything that I want to buy. Like I had to catch the train to come home. And
Train life, shout out
I
to
couldn't just there's no other way I could get home. I was like, man, the train was the cheapest way to get home.
Yeah.
So definitely like that man being broke. Like that broke life, man. I was like, I am not for this. This is not fun. Especially with all my roommates. They like most of the roommates I had, they like had their parents paying for them, or they had it pretty easy.
Yeah.
Like, they just had to go to school. I'm like, man, y'all just don't know. I gotta do good because I'm paying this money out of pocket. Like I graduated a semester before I was supposed to graduate, since I like decided to minor because I didn't want to pay another semester and take out another loan. I was like, I'm gonna just do these like 19 units, graduate, get out of here. I ain't trying to do all that. Like I'm not trying to apply for financial aid, get denied, then take the loan out. I ain't trying to do that. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it this semester. The counselors told me not to do it. I was like, just sign off on this additional credit and start tripping. I'm doing it.
Just do it. Yeah. I definitely regret living on campus because it made me take out a loan. Because if I would have just paid for tuition, I would have been financially able to cover me. But I was
where
like,
would you live though? You would have stayed home.
Exactly. That was my issue. I was like, well, I still gotta find a place, and I have to get a job to pay for rent and all this stuff. And so I just had to suck it up and get that loan. And then my last year of school, I commuted. That commute was terrible. It was like like 3 hours there, 3 hours back. I think I was commuting longer than I was actually in class. Ridiculous. But it was like I'm saving money by living at home. But I definitely regret having to take out those stupid loans.
Yeah, them loans is no joke, man. They come get their money too. They wait like the day, like it's like the month before your 6 months of the little thing, whatever, where they start putting interest on you. They literally email you telling you like, all right, it's time to make them payments. How you want to set this account up?
Shout out. The only good thing about this coronavirus, they're not putting interest on my loans right now.
Yeah.
You hate that.
I'm paying my loans like still, like I'm like doing the payments like I normally would. And to see like no interest on there, to the number just going down way more than it normally would, I'm like, whew, man, that looked nice. It's still gonna take me like 10 years to pay it off, realistically. But
unless a miracle happens and they do loan forgiveness.
Even if they do, and I got myself down to the point where I will be like last on the list. I might like, yeah, I wouldn't be a priority. Let's put it that way. But that payment every month, no sir, no sir.
What would you tell yourself, like your senior year high school self, about college?
Don't
if you
go.
could like go back and warn.
Don't go. Everything you learn in college, you can do it yourself. Nah.
No.
I would say choose your classes better. Go to class, number one. That's probably the main thing. Go to class. Do your work. Choose your college. Like I probably would went to HBCU.
That was my next question.
I would have been like, go to HBCU instead of choosing like to stay in California, because like experience like new shit basically.
Mhm.
And then I would tell myself that to not put so much pressure on like graduating on time, like graduating with
Yes,
like in the
yes,
4 years, or I didn't graduate in 4 years, but
absolutely.
5 years.
You need
Graduate
to
like
get
if it
that.
takes you another extra year, like do that. Cause I took so many units 1 year that I probably didn't even need to. Like I should have just took the 6 year, graduated in 6 year, and worry about the student loan later. Like I would have had way more fun in college. Like I mean, I had more fun in community college than I did in the university level because of it. Because I'm like, I got so many classes. Like I don't want to do nothing now.
Yeah.
Even though I was in a valley where all the stuff happened, like, I don't want to do nothing. Like so, I would tell myself definitely take it more serious. Basically, take it more serious. Like don't be ditching your classes just because you can. Like the worst
Period.
thing a teacher would ever do for me when I was a student is like attendance isn't mandatory. I don't take attendance. Oh
Mm-hmm.
word, you don't take
Not
attendance?
coming.
I ain't coming. And then I know somebody in the class, they let me know we got a quiz. So I'm only coming on days we got tests and something to do.
I
Like,
low key wasn't going when attendance was mandatory, so but I
yeah,
still
I know.
graduated with honors. I would tell myself, listen, as long as you get A's on them quizzes and tests and papers, you good. Cause I wasn't going to class. There's only one class that I got a C in because of attendance. I just think she was mad because I was still passing
Oh, I
without
definitely know a
coming.
teacher who was mad because of that. I ain't gonna say their name, but this happened at Maricosta. I had an English teacher who was mad because I would do good on the essays and all that stuff. I shouldn't have been in the class to begin with. It's because I didn't want to redo the fucking placement test. And she would be mad, and I'm like, "You mad because I don't need to show up to class? I don't need to learn where the comma goes. You teaching us stuff that we learned in high school. And so why are we learning this? This is supposed to be English 100. Teach us some college stuff." And I'm like, I ain't
Yeah.
going to class, especially early in the morning. The class is at 7 in the morning. I'm not getting up. I get up early, but I'm not getting up to get ready for school early
Just sit in
just to sit in the
class.
class. And then I had a gap in between my classes. So I'm like, I'm not doing that because then I'll be waiting on campus all this time, doing nothing, being unproductive, hanging out with BSU, doing stuff we don't need to be doing. There's a lot of stuff we used to do that we did not need to be doing, going places we did not need to go. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't going. But yeah, she definitely. I see my grade and my participation. I was like, 0? You gave me a 0? Every time I went to class, I participated. Give me some points for that. You gave me a 0. Like, man, screw her. But
At university level, they ain't tripping like that.
no.
I had one teacher at university level that was like that really cared about attendance. She was like one day there was like 10 students missing, and she's like,
10
okay,
is a lot.
I'm gonna just assign something right now. I know, but like out of 70 students, you're fine. But she was like, I'm gonna assign an assignment right now that you could only do in class right now to get points, and no one will be able to make it up. And then I realized, like, oh, okay, teachers really be doing this. I guess I should go to class more often, but I mean, I didn't. But
It's crazy too. The thing is too, see, I got like 3 experiences. So I got the community college, I got the university, then I got the working at the college as well experience. Man, I tell you, these teachers are just, man, they just like regular dudes with degrees.
yeah,
Like they cuss so much. Some of them do drugs. Like it's weird going out with going to hang out with one of your teachers when you work at a place because like you're like, oh dang, you drink like this?
you're a normal person.
Oh, you listen to like nothing but trap. Like, oh, you really like this? Why are you so uptight in class? Like you ain't gotta
I
be
guess
like that.
you just gotta like set a boundary in class,
So
and then
yeah, so
after
That's definitely like something that's crazy, but man, I don't know. I think stuff was supposed to happen for a reason, like they always say.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's also like I didn't know too many people who like finished school or did anything like that. And that kind of probably wasn't like I learned everything firsthand, me and Jaquil.
Yeah, and I got to learn from y'all, so.
You didn't listen, but
but I learned.
but so like experiencing certain things, like even like simple like joining like a club, you know, and then going to like events and stuff that I never even would have thought to do.
Yeah.
That never would have happened though. So I guess I'm not going to class. I guess that type of stuff was good. Like we used to go to San Diego all the time or LA or stuff like that. I never would have did any of that stuff without not going to class. So I guess that stuff it's like a good and a bad thing. But as long as I always got my grades, you know, as long as I passed, you know, I messed up a couple classes because the teachers were like dicks. But like I had a teacher in anthropology. I took a teacher for anthropology and I took a different teacher for the lab, right? So I looked in the syllabus. I saw we were going to do a movie in the regular class that we already did in the lab. And I used that on a paper. And my teacher asked me, "Oh, when did you watch this movie?" And I'm like, "Oh, I watched it in my lab." She was like, "That's outside material. We don't allow outside material."
Oh my God.
She gave me an F on that. Man, I had to get perfect scores on everything just to get a C. And I had to do extra credit.
She said, "We don't do that around here."
She said, "If you would have read the syllabus, it's in bold letters." I was like, dang, I wanted to be like, bitch, if you don't give me these points right now, I'm about to shoot this fucking school up.
Jamal, don't say
Nigga,
that.
I spent so much time on that paper for her to be like a 0, not even 50%. She gave me a 0. That brought my grade all the way to an F.
That's hurtful.
Have
you ever failed the class?
Yeah.
I've never failed the class.
I failed research methods. Not research methods. Not research methods. What class did I fail? I failed something. It might have been, I think it was research methods. Mm-hmm. So research methods, they had like 2 parts of the class. Mm-hmm. I failed the note-taking part. I never went.
Note-taking?
I never went. I didn't know it was 2 grades. But then I technically failed, but I was able to talk to the teacher and then like do some work and they gave me a C. So I technically failed that shit though.
I never failed. I was always scared to fail because I'm like, man, I gotta retake it. And
I got a D. I got D's now.
Never got a D.
Shit. I got D's. I had to fucking go and redo the classes so I can boost my GPA in the summer on a couple classes. I was like, how the fuck did I get a D? The D's aren't bad. I'd rather get a D than a C. Because a C, you can't make a C. A D, I could take the class over, get an A, then replace the grade, which, you know, is better than a fucking C. Because C is like, oh, I just average, don't do nothing for your GPA, like, but bring it down. Doesn't ever bring it up unless you have a 1.0, but that would never be. So
you got a 1.0 in college. What is you doing?
I know a couple people who had that. Let me tell you.
That's ridiculous.
Them BSU days, man. Half the people who was in BSU didn't do nothing.
Yeah, but it's like, why? I don't know. I felt like, why waste your time if you're not gonna really do the work?
Some people just come to hang out, man.
Do it. It's not
just like at the university level. You always have like the people who are like just chilling. I don't know what area it was at your school, but we had an area they called like, what did they call it? Little, they call it like Little Compton or Little Inglewood or something like that. And they would just all be hanging out, and half them people I would see in that same spot all day. I'm like, oh, you're not going to class, like you just coming to hang out. And people like do that. They come just to hang out. Like, I understand it, but I'm like, man, I'm paying money. I can't just be hanging out. I got to get this bread. But yeah, some people come. I understand it. Like when I was in BSU, we used to hang out all the time. We used to ditch class. I guess it's not ditching when you pay for it. We used to miss class, play spades. Literally, just be playing spades in the club room, listening to Watch the Throne.
Ridiculous.
Right. So we ain't. It was nothing crazy. But all right, let me see. Let me see some of the questions. How did college change you?
I wouldn't say college changed me. I mean, as I got older, I changed. It definitely gave me a different perspective of privilege, who was privileged and who wasn't. And it just like, I don't know, it let me meet new people that I would not normally talk to, you know? Like, it made me be more open-minded because, you know, I'm so antisocial. I have my little group of people and I'm like, cool, I don't want to talk to nobody else. But like being in a classroom, you're kind of like forced to talk to people. And I met some really cool people that way. So it just made me more open-minded. But college, I feel like I would be the same person without it, low key.
I mean, the experience, I guess, like the classes and everything is whatever, but like the experience of like, it taught me responsibility. It let me know that I didn't want to live with the roommates. Let me know that I wanted to, like, I got a couple of stories that I got screwed over by roommates and my fucking landlord. Two different occasions.
You gotta do it.
You
gotta do it.
Two different occasions. I ain't even gonna do that because I'm just gonna get myself mad.
I know, that's why I said don't do it. Don't even get worked out.
It taught me like, okay, what I like, what I don't like. Like I learned myself, which is why I don't know, like people living like freshmen, like 18-year-old and 19, probably living in a dorm might be what's best for them. I think so. If you're going to live away from home, because you get the experience like living on your own and all that stuff, what you like and what you don't like. You know, I think dorm living should be cheaper because you're sharing it with so many people.
You definitely learn like what you will tolerate in a roommate and what you won't tolerate in a roommate.
Yeah, it teaches you not to be selfish.
Different upbringings.
Man, that different upbringing is like a real thing. Like certain things that you think is common, you're like, what? Like I remember to this day, this one of my roommates' girlfriend literally pissed me off because she drank my Minute Maid. Like she put her lips on the bottle, drank it like it was hers, and then I was like, where they do that? Like who does this type of stuff? Who goes to somebody's fridge and put their lips on it? I'm like, nah, we don't do that. Not here.
That's nasty.
And she was like, oh, this is yours? I'll buy you a new one. It ain't yours. She knew it wasn't hers. You going in somebody's refrigerator, you don't even live there. Oh, this ain't yours? It ain't yours. Damn, drink my Minute Maid.
No matter who it was, put your mouth on it.
Put her mouth on. We got cups. We got a whole bunch of cups. Plastic cups, glass cups. We got everything. Like, she just, yeah. So
is there anything you regret about college? Or do you think like what?
I regret a couple things. Not going to HBCU because I feel like that's the college experience. If I do go to grad school, I'm only going to HBCU. I feel like that's the experience I wanted. I was just too scared, so I guess I would not be scary. and just leave. I guess I regret not taking it as serious. That's pretty much it. Like classes, like I feel like I should have been like a 3.8 to 4.0 student. I just
Right.
didn't. And then teachers just be like, "You have so much potential." Which I fucking hated. At the time, I knew what they were saying, but I'm like, I don't want to keep hearing this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yeah, I understand. Like they'll be like, "You write such a good paper. How come you don't?" I'm like, "Cause I don't need to." I know it made. I had a teacher give me a C because of that, and this is probably the only C that I'm like, okay, I know I deserved better, but I'm not even gonna fight this because they gave me a C because they couldn't fail me because of I had no participation point, turned in like no assignments, but I got an A on all the tests. And it was like, we only giving you a C because you can't fail because you got an A on all the tests. But best believe we will. They talked to me after, like they had me go to their office hours and shit. I thought I was in trouble. It was like, no, we giving you a C, but you should have did the work. You wasting your potential and all that.
Yeah.
So I guess I would have took it more serious.
Yeah,
But I don't know if I even regret that though, to be honest. I think everything happened and I'm glad it happened because I've learned a lot. My pockets might have not loved it because a lot of the situations that happened, but I learned a lot. So I learned, like, forget the learning in class. I learned like who I was, what I like, what I don't like, how to live on my own. Like that stuff I can never get back.
Yeah.
And some people say you can do that on your own without college, which I agree you can, but it's not as fun and it doesn't teach you as fast.
True.
And it's not as safe either. Because if I'm living with a roommate who I just met at work, I don't know anything about them or anything. Like, at least at college, when you're living with college students, you know, okay, they're at least college students, they're at least going to class or should be going to class. Like, they're, you know, a little bit, you know, like finding a roommate and hoping that they're cool, it's a little different when you're all college students. But yeah, so I don't know if I have a regret though. It's a long ass way of saying I don't know if I have a regret.
The only thing I regret is not going to community first. And but if I would have did that, I would have never met the people I met.
True.
At D8. I mean at
East Bay.
East Bay. But I do like. I feel would have. Yeah, community college should have went first, but you know I was very stubborn and I just had to go to a university right away. But I think a lot of people are like that too, though, because you know people look down on community college, but it's like community college is actually pretty great.
Actually, you know what though? My classes at Maricosta were harder than my classes at Northridge.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, mine were definitely harder.
Maybe it could be that I was younger. That might be why. But I just felt my classes at Maricosta were way harder. When I got to Northridge, I was like, "This is cake. Like this is cake. Yeah. Like I don't need to go to class to know I'm getting an A in this class. It's cake.
I'm going to get the A. Yeah, like, I think mine were pretty much the same. But like taking psychology classes, it's just a lot of writing and a lot of research.
Definitely a lot of essay writing, man. Which sucks now because like my writing, since I'm not working in education right now, since I have this break, I try to write stuff down. I'm like, man, my writing, like my note taking and stuff like that, ain't up to par anymore.
Yeah.
I used to be able to do essays and stuff like that, which is like my go-to. It's how I can get people, you know, somebody need tutoring. I'm like, man, it's not even up to par because I'm not doing anything. But yeah, college is cool though. It's all right. So the last thing I'm gonna say, do you have any embarrassing stories that you want to share?
I'm gonna share this story. Anyone at East Bay knows. If anyone at East Bay watching this, they know exactly what I'm talking about. But my freshman year, I accidentally joined a cult.
What?
And I laugh now because it's hilarious. But I accidentally joined a cult for a quick minute. It was a quick little situation. Um, it was like I was a freshman. I was really trying to like figure myself out, and I was like, I want to get closer to God, you know. And so you know those people. I don't know if they did it at CSUN, but you know those people who just be standing on the side and it's like, excuse me, can I talk to you for a minute about
They
God?
did
Blah blah
that.
blah blah. Right? So I was like, yeah, why not? You know. And then one thing led to another. I was going to group sessions and all that, right? Which is normal. It was a cool little Bible study session. And then one day they're like, do you want to go to our church? And I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. I was like, can my girl, like my roommate, come with me because she was a Christian?
My God. Not to mess your story up, but damn, you hear that? We gonna leave that in there too. I'm not editing that out. DoorDash, get it together. Go ahead.
But yeah, so I brought my roommate with me, right? We pull up to somebody's house, and right then I knew. I was like, man, this ain't it. This ain't it. So they had a little church in their house, and they're over here like trying to convince me to do all this stuff. They're like, you need to get. I'm pretty set. I'm pretty good. You know, and then so they would do like little events and stuff, like go to the movies and stuff as a group. And I would try to get like, oh, can my other roommate come with me? And they'd be like, no, we can only hang out with each other type stuff. And I was like, another red flag. They would randomly show up at my dorm.
What?
And I thought, yeah, they would randomly show up at my dorm. And my roommate was like, yo, like, this is a cult. I'm telling you, you need to stop. And I'm like, I'm trying. They wouldn't leave me alone. And then, so I just, like, stopped answering their calls. Like, I was just ducking them. And then move out day, when you and Dad came to, like, help me pack and stuff, help me leave, I went to the, I forgot what it's called. It's like a little 7-Eleven. And some of the girls were out there, and she was like, can I talk to you about God? And I said, no, I'm good. And I turned around, and she was like, oh yeah, you're too good for us. That like went off on me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be in your cult anymore. It was wild. Like, I mean, that's not embarrassing. It's just like a story. Like, I should have been more careful. I just was like, I want to get to know God more, but I could do that on my own. It was a little fun freshman year experience. But yeah, anyone from East Bay watching, you know exactly what group I'm talking about. They're very aggressive. Okay, very aggressive.
Okay. I mean, I got stories. Some of them, I mean, we can talk about college again, but I got to get clearance on a lot. So I'm going to just tell this one because I ain't going to top that without getting the clearance from people. I remember at MiraCosta, I signed up for a class, right? So I'm like, oh shit, I'm running late. Like, first day of school, I'm walking all over campus. I'm like, man, where's this damn class? I'm reading the building, like, nope, that number ain't here. Nope, that number ain't here. I'm like, I'm walking for a good 20 minutes, right? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to lose my pride and ask for help. I asked somebody for help, and they laughed at me, and they go, bro, you're on the wrong campus.
Where were you? San Alejo?
I was on Oceanside. I was supposed to be at the San Alejo campus.
Oh my
They
god.
looked at me and laughed at me. It was like, bro, you're on the wrong campus. And I'm like sweaty. I've been outside. It's summertime still, you know, so it's hot. Like I'm trying to be fly because the first day of school, I got like a jacket on, like, you know, trying to be fly. And I'm like, man, I was like, oh my gosh. So I ended up getting dropped from that class because I missed the first day. I emailed the teacher and everything, and then I had to add a late class, not a late class, a night class for math. And that was so embarrassing because he laughed in my face. Like he went, bro, you're on the wrong campus. I never forget that. Like I never forget him saying that to me. And I was just sitting there like, oh, thanks, cool, man. I was so embarrassed.
Thanks, man.
First day of school. I'm like, bro, what is this?
That was
is
like
this
your
college?
very first day, like.
Yeah, it was on a Monday. So I had my classes. Like I thought I did my schedule like, all right, I'm gonna have 2 hours in between every classes. But since I ended up having to drop that class, now I had this big ass gap in between my classes. And what made it worse is my day was supposed to finish at like 1:10, and then the rest of the time I'd have been like hanging out and stuff like that. Yeah. But since that happened, I had to drop that class. I didn't get out of class till 8:30. And then that class that I ended up adding was the class that me and Torres was supposed to be in together. And that Negro never went to class, which we know why now. But yeah, so I ended up getting the math class later, and I'm like, man, all because like, and that's why like when I picked classes, then I started looking at the oceans because I never paid attention to that stuff before. So I was like, dang. The San Alejo campus too. I was like, man, there's a lot of seats in this class.
Going there.
Nobody's taking this class. And then I realized like, oh, it's because it's on a different campus. Nobody wants to go over there with all them white people. Like, I was like, great. So yeah, that was embarrassing though. And the dude too, he ended up working at MiraCosta like after. He ended up working in the library. So it's like, it's funny. Every time I used to see him, I used to shake my head like, dang. I bet he probably don't even remember, but I remember. I'm like, dang, it's embarrassing.
Of course. No one's going to forget that.
But, yeah. But that has been the Harris Show. I've been your host, Jamal Harris, with my sister and co-host, Angela Harris. Feel free to, give us a little like, subscribe to us on YouTube.
No, Jamal, you're not that person.
You know what I'm saying? Do all that.
Like, subscribe.
Subscribe?
No, we are not those people.
Follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram at, what is it? I don't even know. The Harris Show?
Harris _ show. I'll put everything in the description. Also, listen to my my playlist that I make on SoundCloud. If anything, listen to this. I actually, put time into finding like songs and stuff. So give it a listen. Reblog it, like it, share it, do what you got to do. And we are out of here. Bye.
Peace.